Hello everybody in 1 victory here, and here I am joined by
Zane Reborn! Oh gosh, I moved the mat. Oh no!
he moved the Dinosaur King Shrine.
Yes. Well, and we are also joined by new
What?
dog.
Yeah, no, I don't think that bit's gonna work. No. My legs.
I don't like how I'm blocking Ace. That's not right.
You block plankton.
Yeah, and a little bit of chomp.
How dare you block me?
You're the one who wanted to be in the middle, Chomp. This is your own doing. You could have
Shut
been
up,
here.
Ace.
You should have been the only one available.
And here we are talking about Prehistoric Planet.
PP.
Which, yes, PP. No joke. Now, when we prefer going to the toilet, we refer to the toilet or the bathroom as Prehistoric Planet.
We love the show so much we named the bathroom after. We named the action of going to the bathroom after.
One sec, guys. I really need a Prehistoric Planet right now.
Insert soundboard.
Sorry, I didn't say I was going out to the toilet. I'm going to Prehistoric Planet right now.
Take us with you.
He's ascending!
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm now sitting in a lukewarm liquid.
Yes.
Okay then. So, where shall we start the conversation?
Episode 1.
Yes.
Toast.
Coast. T-Rex swimming.
Who would have thought?
They swim the London Marathon.
The dog has
What?
left the room.
What the dog doing?
He looks like he's got invisible, but secretly.
Oh, he's still there. Never mind.
He's watching out. He's protecting me. If you say anything bad, he'll come after you. Look at him. He's poised and ready. Isn't
New
that right,
Orca.
silly dog?
Okay then. New Orca. The humpbacks called your name again.
Sorry. Sorry. You made me break my biscuit.
Now then, are we just going to go in order of the episode, or are we just going to go through random points of the episode?
I would say through random points because we don't want to be here all day.
Very well. Then I shall start off with KAIKAIFILU.
KAIKAIFILU!
So, which one of us wants to explain why KAIKAIFILU is said like that?
Hold on, he's... Orca is still...
Chew it. Chew it.
KAIKAIFILU!
KAIKAIFILU!
I wanted to join in, but I was mid showing because I was like, oh. Anyway, I said my piece now.
Yes.
I don't think we need to give much more context other than KAIKAIFILU.
Yes.
Isn't that right?
Sure thing. Sure. What are the name of the thing that KAIKAIFILU preys upon?
I don't know.
KAIKAIFILU!
KAIKAIFILU eats KAIKAIFILU!
Tassies.
Sure.
That's all I can remember from it. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
I still need... The John, Mr. Tennis Ball, is just breaking. But enough about that. Baby Tassie.
Yes.
Is it
You
about that
gotta
we
give
watched
more
it-
context.
Is it bad that we watched it like, what, Friday and I've forgotten everything that's happened?
Yeah, I still remember quite a bit. Let's see. In this episode, KAIKAIFILU,
All I remember is
Tassies.
KAIKAIFILU and T-Rex.
Yes, also a lot of dead babies.
And there's also the
Yeah.
flying reptiles, which I've already forgotten the name of.
No.
Barboza. One of them was named Barboza.
Yes. And there's also the Annamites.
Oh, right. Oh gosh,
Oh, yeah.
that Ammonite seed.
The
It's like,
Tinder,
oh,
yeah.
it's like, oh, this is so pretty. It's so nice. Look at all this, and then genocide. We
By
just
the way-
see their bodies washed up on the shore. Holy smokes!
if you really want to find the love of your life, right? Go to Tinder and post an image of one of those animates glowing. And if someone sends you an image back of another one glowing in sync, then they are your soulmate.
Yes.
Play Friday Night Funking.
How's that relevant?
That's basically what they do. You have to. It's a rhythm game. That's what the Ammonites do. Really? Nothing? Well, I got some. I guess I got something. But I'm pretty sure that's what it's. Yeah, never mind. All dead Ammonite depression intensifies.
Sammy, you need to be that way. You need to be more in frame. Oh, actually, no, maybe not. He's licking his dick.
Okay, you guys are preventing me from actually relaxing. Move up.
Maybe.
Now you can barely see Chomp. Look at Chomp. I can barely see him. You could barely tell if I did this.
He was watching his... He
Casually eats chomp.
Oh, electricity flavor! Kind of a zappy feeling.
Remember you! We came here to talk about Prehistoric Planet, and now here we are talking about Dinosaur King.
The joke is, Chomp's an electric type, and Mr. Tennis Ball eats Pikachus.
But isn't this
How is
just what
this
we do,
relevant to Prehistoric Planet?
It is not. That's why I brought it up.
We are the embodiment of chaos. We have
Yes.
we have a goal, we have a target, we have a topic, and what do? Do anything but talk about the topic.
Welcome to Carnivorous Conversation.
Yes.
Where we don't.
Okay, but back on topic. Let's talk about the best segment of episode 1 then.
KAIKAIFILU!
Okay, brother!
Oh, let's talk about the second best segment in episode 1.
KAIKAIFILU part 2!
No, I mean the sea Kevin.
Yes. And also, that is the best segment.
Yes, we're being ironic about KAIKAIFILU.
Yes.
I'm drawing a
But seriously though, I that scene is just really awesome. Like, I that's probably the only one thing I notice is that in the show they do a lot of, oh dear, the big bad carnivore is coming to do some nasty stuff, but then he just relaxes. It gets a little tiresome further on later episodes, but this is like the only time where I'm like, oh, okay, because it's like. And it just stops.
100% accurate representation.
And then it just goes,
Yeah. Because it's like in episode 6, you're like, oh, finally, blood! T-Rex is taking down a Triceratops! Oh, we're going to see some more action! And then it just starts
finally, blood!
Yeah, oh! Yummy! And then it just flirts. It's like, you know, blood stained everywhere, blood leaves, blood all over its mouth like the Joker. Like the Giga.
it's the Giga.
And then
It's
it
the
just starts flirting with the female. It's like, hey baby, yeah, I heard you like blood. I got it all over my lips. Give him a kiss.
I heard you're impressed by battle scars. Well, I just recently got this battle scar while battling a Triceratops.
The segment with the Mosasaurus was the segment that made me go, alright, I love the show.
Yep.
That's
It's just in the Mosasaurus, the sea Kevin is just sitting down, enjoying a nice scrub down, enjoying life, just yes, this is the true meaning of life. And then all of a sudden, bleh.
Yes,
Oh,
because
you're talking about that. I finally clocked on what bit you're talking about.
what other Mosasaurus bit is there?
KAIKAIFILU! I mean, to be honest, I have sort of seen that before, though, in other documentaries, like a shark, like, oh, is he gonna kill everything in the reef? And it just turns up, it's like, dentistry, please.
Yeah, but that's a shark, and this is a Mosasaurus.
Yeah, but it's still sort of the same thing, you just swap the animal.
Does the shark turn upside down?
Then it would die.
Is it then preceded by a intense fight?
No, because that's that's not really very realistic. It's very fiction. I don't know. The
It's
chances
very
of that
fiction.
Exactly. The chances of that actually getting caught on camera.
It very cleverly subverted my expectations. Because, like, when the Mosasaurus was going up towards the fish, I was like, a Mosasaurus wouldn't try to eat something that small. And then it stopped. And then I thought it was basking like a crocodile. And then the fish went into its mouth. And I was like, oh, it's getting its teeth cleaned.
Mm. To be honest, I sort of saw it coming. Because the setup looked very similar to stuff before, past.
I didn't the first time I saw it.
No,
Yeah,
I
Orca came
thought-
in. Orca came into this knowing.
Yeah, I live
that
in the
shark's
ocean,
getting a
mate.
toothbrush.
Yeah, that's literally what I do every weekend. Not every weekend. Every 6 months, you know. Go to the reef, get my teeth cleaned.
He talked to a Mosasaurus last week.
Yeah. I mean, they cost like, what, 60 quid?
What a ripoff!
Exactly. I might as well eat one of them, and then it'll be like less work, you know, because it costs to play it for employees. So if I eat one, less employees, less money I have to spend. Logic. You know, you're on my trail of logic? No? KAIKAIFILU! KAIKAIFILU!
KAIKAIFILU!
KAIKAIFILU! Smelly armpits.
What else is there to say about episode 1?
Archelon?
T-Rex. Oh.
Well, Archelon and T-Rex. They both appeared in the same segment.
T-Rex
Sure.
babies die.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Remember-
Yeah, the baby's just, oh my gosh, I'm swimming. And the Mosasaurus is like, free
Oh.
food.
The
Ah,
Mosasaurus pulls an The Mosasaurus pulls an... I've ruined the joke. Pulls a Anakin.
Oh.
oh, that just clocked over.
Master Skywalker, what are we gonna do? Just about as the children. And then the dad's like, looks over, is like, oh, I've one less child, whatever. The mother's not gonna care. I'm gonna go back home to the wife, and she's gonna flip out. I can't be dealing with this.
Okay, any other thing? Oh, wait, the pterosaurs, right? We didn't talk about them yet.
Yes.
It's like you got one baby pterosaur. It's flying. It's trying to escape Barboza. It makes it to the beach, and then dies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Instantly swallowed.
Yes.
And then all the other babies, they just run to the tree. Did you watch the 5-minute segment for this episode?
Yes.
Orca, did you watch it? That's a no. He did not.
Could you just
They-
like give me a rundown, and it'd be good, you know, good for the audience for the rundown as well. That's the reason why I did watch it, is because, you know, I'm the gateway into the audience perspective.
Orca is
Context.
the point of POV character.
Yeah. The one that you what's the word? What's the stuff?
Orca's the
exposition.
POV.
That's it. That's
Orca's
you
the
give me
POV.
This is a movie. Hello. Any minute now, the main villain's going to be coming into this recording and killing us all. Okay?
We're here to talk about dinosaurs.
So,
Wait,
all I
what?
remember from it is that they used the logic that horses and elephants can also swim in that kind of water.
Yes, I do believe it's mainly because, I might be wrong here, but Tyrannosaurus Rex might have had hollow bones which could make it more buoyant in water. And those... Go on.
I think every dinosaur had hollow bones.
Right.
Right?
I don't know.
Did they?
That's
Cool.
because otherwise, that's what sauropods have that, or no, they have air sacs or something.
We'll
They
get to them later.
yes,
We'll get to them later.
Okay, Dominus. Any other thing about the lightweight bones that made it swim?
The next part isn't really about the lightweight bones, but it's more evidence towards Tyrannosaurus Rex swimming, and it's mainly because they've found fossils of like Tyrannosaurus Rex claws like fossilized at the bottom of riverbeds, There, I got the line out.
Yes,
I mean-
as you can see, Indominus is struggling to get his sentences straight.
I always struggle to get my sentences straight.
But I feel like it's never really too much of a far-fetched thing. Like, otherwise a T-Rex will literally be landlocked anywhere it will go. I feel like a lot of animals can swim, or at least partially through a river.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those moments where it's like, oh, look at this animal. He's so big and fat, or he's so hairy and slow. But then boom, they swim.
I got my little floaties on. Ah.
That reminds me of like sloths. They're really slow, but they're actually pretty good swimmers.
Yeah.
This is my T-Rex. This is my Carnotaurus.
It just goes outwards.
Ricky?
I'm trying to like even conceal my hand. Hang on.
Ricky, you didn't tell me you were here.
Just paint my
Alright.
fingers bright blue.
Oh my gosh. What? Becky, you look different. Did you do something with your hair? That's so fine. Oh, we'll get there when we get there. I have a lot to say.
I'm getting way ahead of myself.
Got a lot to say about little Carl here.
How are you in a sweater, by the way? Or a jumper? How are you in a jumper?
Because I do not like the shirt that I'm wearing.
He's very hot.
Yes.
Not down here, it's not. Anyway, anything. This is this is the most awkward side. Anyway, so anything else to say about episode 1?
The Archelons existed.
I do like how the T-Rex it sees an Archelon moving and it just ignores it to go to the dead one.
It truly
And
becomes Jack Horner's T-Rex.
Oh, and then immediately afterwards, it flips it. I just like how the promo clip said, "Right now, he's just being a good father," and then we come to this. He's not willing to share.
Yeah, because the final shot of the promo clip wasn't even in the final show.
Yeah, it lied to us. It said T-Rex is being a good father, and then what we see in the show, the T-Rex
Son of-
just
One of my children died. Yeah, whatever.
I don't care.
Exactly. Oh well, my kid died, and I'm not gonna share this with the rest of my kids. They gotta kill some other turtles for it. Bye.
It's about time you learn to fend for yourself. Get your own.
And then cue Mosasaurus.
Ocean Man!
What's the man? Take me by the hand, baby, do the man.
Was there Plesiosaurus? Yeah, there was Plesiosaurus in that.
Well, it was Tassie.
There. Tassie, okay. So we already talked about it. Okay.
The child swallowed rocks.
Ah,
It's just like,
finally,
oh,
meal.
rock.
Oh yeah, then I remember that bit. So the child was going to was eating rocks, and then the mum just went off and flirted with men.
We could not describe that better than what he just said. That is exactly
Yes.
what happened. Another thing I remember about Prehistoric Planet is that the baby T-Rexes they were surfing the Archelon.
Yes.
We be riding this wave into the ocean. That's when you said that the comedy in this show was actually pretty spot on.
The comedy in this show is like top tier.
Yes, baby riding arc, and then it becomes S tier even more when you add us.
Which
Yes.
episode was the pterosaurs, and then there was the male, and it was like...
No, that's
That's the second one.
Okay, right, should we move on to episode 2? I think we finished with KAIKAIFILU.
we've exhausted everything from episode 1. KAIKAIFILU!
I just love how we haven't even explained KAIKAIFILU.
Anyway, episode 2, Indominus's favorite episode.
Yes.
Sauropods.
Balloon!
Balloons.
Balloon.
Those are Triceratops, Balloon!
Oh, shut up.
What was that? Oh, that's from Flushed Away.
What?
What?
What was your quote? What did you say?
I said there's a guy in Flushed Away that shouts balloons. Because he's at a balloon stand. selling
Huzzah!
balloons.
A man of quality!
Here we are. We're talking about Flushed Away when we're supposed to be talking about pee-pee.
Here's a little song I wrote. Oh. No fun, no, don't worry. That's another bit I remember.
Okay, anyway, Velociraptor.
Yes.
Oh wait, no, we were
Absolutely.
talking about Dreadnoughtus, that's right.
Yes, balloons!
Balloons! Oh yeah, I remember. They meant, like, all the females are just sitting down, watching the males, sticking their heads in the air, flexing their balloons.
Yes.
Is that how? That's...
Everyone.
I have
everyone
noticed a
look up.
trend.
No, everyone look up right now. Orca, look up.
No, I'm deciding.
Orca,
I'm
look
deciding my mate. Hang on.
Up. Orca, look up.
Why? It's just ceiling.
There we go. Now this is the most handsome shot ever.
I'm
Everyone
staring
looking up.
I'm staring at the Mattel Spinosaurus. It looks like it wants to kill me.
I've noticed a trend in dinosaurs, right?
Go on.
To get a mate, they all look up. T-Rex, sauropods, Carnotaurus, every single one of them have looked upwards.
Exactly. I'm looking up right now.
Just look at the
sort of.
eyes. He's looking up out of one eye specifically.
Okay, so we're building a Tinder profile here. This is what we're doing. Okay, so you need a picture of that ammonite glowing, and then you need another picture of you looking up. Perfect.
Watch, going into this, they mentioned Dreadnoughtus have thumbs. I did not know Dreadnoughtus had thumbs.
Like, quite a few herbivorous dinosaurs do, I believe. Like, of course,
Christ.
there...
Dude, does Chomp have thumbs?
No, because he's a Triceratops, Baloo.
Yeah, but don't they have like a bit at the side? Near the front.
I
I'm
mean-
completely imagining this problem.
You are asking the wrong people about dinosaur feet.
Plankton.
imagine if that's your speciality. Instead of paleontology, your specific expertise is dinosaur feet.
You spent your whole life, and now you're academically known for studying dinosaur
I've
feet.
just finished college. Oh, years of education, and now I'm gonna study dinosaur feet. Yay!
Well then,
But yeah, now a lot of animals do have thumbs, but what makes us more unique is that ours is a posable thumb that we can move. Just breaks it.
Just before we move on to the Velociraptors, I just want to say that the Dreadnoughtus scene perfectly encapsulates everything I love about this show. The Dreadnoughtus segment is like the perfect segment of Prehistoric Planet. It takes stuff that viewers are already familiar with, and it expands upon it by teaching the viewers something new, hence the balloons. And also, it does an incredible job at demonstrating the behavior of the animals.
Yes. Ooh. I've also I've sort of noted a little bit of planning as well. Like a lot of a majority of the time, the herbivores were doing something a bit more aggressive, and then the carnivores were doing a bit more chilling, I guess. Or other than like
not exactly.
Well, more of the stereotypical big carnivores. I mean, the Velociraptors were hunting, but other than them, like the T-Rex, twice it was either flirting or just, taking their children out on the boat ride, or going for a little swim.
Okay, this might be controversial, but this statement is going towards the show as a whole. I found all the T-Rex segments boring.
Nani?
KAIKAIFILU? Because nothing really impressed me. I didn't really learn anything outside of the science thing. Nothing really made me go, oh wow, I didn't know that. Or just go, oh wow, in general.
maybe if they had shown the T-Rex actually take down the Triceratops, that would have made it a tad more memorable.
Or even better, having the Triceratops kill the T-Rex.
Either way, although other than that, back to Orca's herbivores aggressive comment. Other than the Dreadnoughtus, I can't really think of any of the other herbivores that actually did something aggressive.
What other herbivores were there?
That's a very
Well,
good question.
Mostly
Hadrosaurs.
Hadrosaurs. And they were doing anything aggressive. Actually, the only time there was Pachyrhinosaurus, but he was just fighting for his life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I could be wrong then. It might just be that bit then.
Yeah, it's just the
'Cause
Dreadnoughtus. But you
I
are
was-
right about the carnivores. A lot of them were just pacifists.
Because I was sort of thinking, were they doing like the stereotypical? Because at the moment there's a bit of a trend in paleo art of showing herbivores being more aggressive and doing more like stereotypical like angry things, I guess. Words. And then
Carnivores just
predators-
enjoying life.
Yeah, and predators.
Life could be a dream.
Life could
Life could be
dream.
Life could be Boom! Copyright strike.
And then they're doing stereotypical, like, I don't know, the most, like, pacifist sort of thing. So I was curious, I didn't know if they were following that trend, but I don't think they was.
Ironically, I think... Okay, so the T-Rex is a pacifist in this show, but then you have its younger cousins doing more.
Yeah.
Because we actually see the Nanuqsaurus hunting, and the Changosaurus also hunting.
And then there was the Tarbosaurus just vibing.
Yes. Well, the Tarbosaurus sort of did something. It's just like,
Thordor.
I'm relaxing. And then
Go on.
Velociraptor comes along, it's like, bah.
Perfect demonstration. 10 out of 10.
Also, Kevin made a cameo.
Yes.
Well, skinny Kevin. Kevin's shown up. All of Kevin's family is here. We have Ocean Kevin and Skinny Kevin.
The entirety of the Little Lizard segment, just the chase with the Velociraptors around the Tarbosauruses, cinema. Perfect.
Okay, hold up. We cannot
Stop it.
talk about Little Lizards without me getting Kevin. I will BRB.
I thought that was Albertosaurus.
But it was Tarbosaurus.
Okay. I mean, I thought it was Albertosaurus. I probably misheard it.
You clearly weren't listening then.
Probably not.
Yet again,
I just hear David.
yet
Attenborough
again,
and
I
fell
can't
asleep.
blame you because the way we the way we were watching it is that I was screen sharing it, and I couldn't put it in full screen because if I did, Discord would just break. So I screen shared it, and we had to watch it like on the smallest screen possible.
And with just David Attenborough just going, and here we. So
Episode over.
Yes.
there we go. And
He looks so confused.
what am I on?
Where's the Tarbosaurus?
Oh.
You're going to be eaten by velociraptors. Nom nom.
Here is the Tarbosaurus.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Wait, no, Tarbosaurus was sleeping. It would be fine. It's velociraptors
Oh,
you
yeah,
want to be worried
right.
about.
It sleeps, showing off its red belly.
Any second, I think Kevin is literally any second. It feels like Kevin is about to attack.
It's just like, you're just relaxing. And all of a sudden, FNAF scream!
Ow, man.
Also, hang on. Off topic again. No one look at my Tarbosaurus. I painted its belly.
So what's happened in the second episode? Oh, look at him. Stick your tongue out.
It means Kevin's happy to be here. That or he's too hot.
He looks terrified. He looks like he's frozen in fear.
This is his smile.
Life could be a dream.
Life could be a dream.
Do,
Do,
do.
do,
He
do.
just slightly moves his head.
Okay, Kevin,
Anyway.
did you have something to say about your skinny cousins? Yes, I did. they were both running around, and one of them was really smart to just jump on the face of a Tarbosaurus. Really you thinking there, buddy.
I mean, it worked.
Yep. And then just the Velociraptor.
I absolutely loved the Velociraptors in this. I think in this segment specifically, the Velociraptor has a kind of presence that isn't to be captured in its next two appearances.
2 appearances? It only appears 1 extra time.
Oh yeah, the third appearance was a Dromaeosaurus.
Can we have a second to gush about the designs?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're like my favorite. Oh, every single animal in that just looks amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, finally, chunky.
Yes.
They're
So,
not
last time
shrink-wrapped. They're not
Last time I said
starving.
that the Velociraptor looked sad, now that I've seen them in action, I can actually take that back and say they actually look like they don't look sad anymore. They actually look like normal. Also, I think out of all which of these dinosaurs you've seen, which design is your favorite? Mine is the Ornithomimus.
That's a very good question.
You can't beat PP2 design of Ornithomimus.
PP2, what?
The other PP. So
My favorite was the ocean, Kevin. I loved it so much that during its segment, I ran away.
PP1
you
is
guys...
Prehistoric Planet.
What?
PP2 is Prehistoric Park.
Ah.
So when you go for number 1, Prehistoric Planet. When you go for number 2, it's Prehistoric Park.
Wait, but Prehistoric Park came first. Wouldn't that make Prehistoric Planet PP2?
No.
Anyway, your favorite design, please. We need this question answered.
I like all of them. They're just all good. I really like the Carnotaurus as well. I really liked it as well. It looked good. I wasn't too sure about the weird arm things, but again, we'll get into that a bit later. But I think I just love seeing actual correctly made raptors. I'm so used to instead of the.
Thinking about it, I don't think there's an actual design that I dislike.
Yeah.
But as for my favorite, I don't know. There's just so many good ones. Like, I do love the chunky Therizinosaurus. And I also love the Dinosaurs. I don't know which one to choose.
Let's move on. Alright, so what else happens in episode 2? So we talked about the Velociraptor around the Tarvosauruses. What else did we talk about? We talked about the Dreadnoughtuses and the balloon.
Tank made an appearance.
Yes. In the background for one shot.
That's all she needs to assert her dominance.
And she wasn't even purple.
Also, what was that explanation in the sciencey bit about their air sacs with the sauropods?
There wasn't.
The science one for episode 2 was about the pterosaurs.
The Barbosas.
Oh. So they just include, balloons onto sauropods and we're not going to explain it. I mean, they slightly did in the episode, saying that, they all have hollow balloons, so maybe they could... But I feel like that's a very speculatory. I don't... There's nothing really like this in the animal kingdom. I mean, I know...
Frogs, that's, the main thing.
Birds. I don't know, it feels a bit random for a sauropod.
I know we're talking about sauropods, but I since we mentioned the science bit, and the science bit is about that segment, I just have to mention the cross-dressing Barbosa.
Yes!
Oh, yeah.
That was probably my favorite segment. It's just...
Yeah. The male going up to him was like, David Attenborough was like, he could be caught. Oh no. And then he's just like, hey, baby. And he's just like,
I'm flexing my arms. I'm flexing my arms at you.
He does not like that.
Okay.
He
just walks away.
Yeah. Not interested, guy. I think
I'm out of here.
The big male just looks so disheartened. He's like, "Oh, baby, where you going?"
Little did he know.
The science, they explain why they came up with that, and like, because when I watched that scene for the first time, and I saw what that Barboza was doing, I was like, oh, it's the cuttlefish tactic. And even in the science bit, they use the cuttlefish as the scientific explanation for why the speculation for it.
Yeah, but like,
I'm like, so when I saw that in the video, I'm like, hey, I called it.
but the cuttlefish and pterosaurs like very vastly not related.
Yeah, but it was using the exact same tactic, so I'm like, yeah, it's the same
Yeah,
principle.
but isn't it like slightly genetic though, in terms of like the younger males look like females? I don't know.
I think it's yeah, that's just it. That's why it was able to do that. And then when it gets maybe it grows up to be bigger, then it can start doing the assert dominance thing.
Yeah, but like, how do they know it does that? And they're just drawing reference to a cuttlefish, which aren't related to it at all.
Because it's a similar tactic. Because cuttlefish, they also have like when they're smaller, it's like they can sneak in. I mean, what is the male supposed to do? Like, I'm trying to think of why it would.
Yeah, like I understand. Like they're trying to draw similarities in terms of behavior, which that's
They didn't just they didn't just use cuttlefish. They used another example, but I don't remember what they were.
But this sort of behavior relies on genetic. An animal grows up. I'm not finding the right words, but you sort of guess what I mean.
I just like how you two are going in depth about it, and I'm just like,
another thing that got me down, that just shocked me about the Barboza scene, is when another male is trying to come in, and then it's just trying to it's like the dominant male is just chasing it around, trying to get rid of it, and I thought, oh, it's just gonna fly away, but nope, it just straight up murders him.
yep.
He just flat out crash lands and dies. Like, oh my god. I was making a joke about it the whole time, and then all of a sudden he dies, and I'm like, oh, I jinxed him. Kevin is looking at the Dinosaur King cast.
He wants to eat them.
Oh.
No, Kevin, you cannot eat these. They're a choking hazard.
Ah, yes, that's why. He just turned to look at me and I felt intimidated.
You're not intimidated yet. Hold on. That's the best I can do for a T-pose.
Oh, please don't assert your dominance, please. Please, please, give mercy to me.
There's quite a bit more to talk about with the episode, because before the segment with the flying reptiles, there was also the Mononychus.
Oh yes, the Mononychus.
The Mononychus!
One claw?
Yes.
To be honest, its entire segment was basically just shown on the internet already. Another one of the really good designs. They turned Mononychus into a barn owl, and it looks great.
It's so cute.
I want it
Slips
there.
up the termites.
I want it sitting right there. Sammy, you're being replaced.
You're being replaced by Mononychus.
Mononychus. Mononychus.
Trinychus. Dinychus. Okay, so also, what else happened there? Oh yeah, the fairy made a quick cameo in this, didn't it?
Yes.
There were a lot of quick cameos in this one. Blink and you miss it moments.
I can't
Yes.
spell Mononychus.
When the fairy Dinosaurs showed up, I was pretty much just the pointing guy meme.
What is Orca doing?
I don't know.
This episode also had the It was the Tarbosaurs that came for the drink, right?
Yeah.
That one was also like, you know, it was coming in, and I'm like, okay, we all know we got the successful music, but we know it's just gonna come in and slurp water.
But it was
like
just...
Moses parting the sea, he parts the dinosaurs.
Exactly.
But it was just so well done.
All the Hadrosaurs see it coming, and then they just go like, out of the way, and then you said one of them didn't even notice it, right?
There was one... There was one in particular who just wasn't paying attention, and they were just like constantly just drinking.
Not gonna lie, the Tarbosaurus looks so lonely.
He looked sad.
And he was like, Just want to drink, guys, with my friends.
And it hurt that my friends never stood
Downwind.
downwind.
I know the shame.
It was a
It was a
shame.
shame. But I changed my name.
Oh, what's in a name?
And I got downhearted
How did you feel?
every time that I...
This is why I let them two sink, because I'm bad at it.
Hey,
Hey, Pumba, not in front of the kids.
Oh, sorry.
Now we have the what was the Hadrosaur feature? The Hadrosaur that licked itself.
I don't know.
It's a treat. I remember now. They went through a whole desert. They were like, oh, come on, just a bit further. And the mum was like, look, I'll give you a little treat. You know, if you come through the desert with me after the shopping trip, I'll pay you a Hot Wheels car, the equivalent to that, you know. And then the treat was, you get to lick yourself. Oh, finally. Kids get spoiled, you know, they get like Hot Wheel cars or sweets. No, Hadrosaurs, they get to lick themselves.
Let's not give any context to that. Let's just leave it at they get to lick themselves.
Yes.
Finally. Liquid.
And also, I noticed that their tongue was like really sticky. It looks like it just stuck to their body.
Okay, anything else about episode 2?
It was great.
It was Indominus's favorite.
Yes.
So,
Finally.
onto Indominus's least favorite.
Dinosaurs.
It's not that it's my least favorite. It's the weakest in my opinion. I still liked it. I still liked it, but it was the weakest.
You basically said, not that it's my least favourite, but it's my least favourite.
Shut up.
Honestly, I personally looking at it, I don't see where you're coming from, because the raptor segment in this one I actually like a lot more than the other one.
Really?
Because it's like the raptors, you got them just sneaking on the cliff and you see them. Because normally when you think raptor, you think of deadly hunter taking down hadrosaurs in the desert. But this one, you just got them like stealth mission impossible, scaling a cliff. And then then it's just like sneaking up on this pterosaur, and it finally does. And then you just got the pterosaurs like causing a ruckus, and it's just commotion. Everyone's just yapping their beaks at each other, and you just got this pterosaur underneath its foot. It's like, help! I'm still down here, guys! And then it just drops. And as it drops, the female velociraptor is just like, I'm gonna yeet myself off the cliff. Yeet! And it actually, you see it just glide down. It just surfs on the cliff. It stumbles down, it grabs the pterosaur, and there's like, alright boys, thanks for the prize, bye! And the boys are just left on the cliff with all of the pterosaurs yapping at them.
No, I think I prefer that as well, because it's a bit more of an interesting scene. Oh, I mean, I do like both of them, but I'm just saying, like, when you see a stereotypical dinosaur documentary, it's always, as Zane says, sort of the same thing, but we've never had, like, I don't know, literally on a sheer cliff, them going, falling down and breaking, and David Apple's, they use their tails as balance. Balancing.
They use their tails as umbrellas.
Like, that segment just felt like like looking at when the raptor jumps off the cliff. That just felt like something I would see in another documentary, or like a Today documentary on today's animals. And that's why it just stuck more with me, that one. Also, just...
Velociraptor tried to flap its wings. He wanted to fly off.
And Indominus is just standing there in disbelief. His best friends have betrayed him. This is the last episode of Carnivorous Conversation.
It's cancelled!
All because of this.
End it here! I personally preferred the desert one, because I feel like the Velociraptor has more of a presence in that scene. Because when the Velociraptor appears in episode 3, it just appears. And then David Attenborough goes on like, oh yes, they have feathers. And then he goes on this like big tirade about feathers on Velociraptors. Despite us already seeing it in the previous episode. And us already being familiar with it.
I think the way it's structured is that it's purposely done like that. so that you can, if you can watch any episode in any order, and then it won't matter, because it's like, oh, you skipped episode 2, and then this thing shows up. Well, here's another explanation of what it is.
But why would you skip episode 2?
I don't know. Maybe you need to. I don't know. I don't know actually. I don't know why you'd skip any episode, but maybe it's like you want to show, you know, that someone else's preferences are different than others. So they want to see, you need to hook them with something else. So it's like, you got to show them episode 4 to hook them, and then you can show them another episode. Or I'm just using an example here. I'm not sure exactly what the thought process is, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're trying to do, so that you can just watch any episode in any order.
Dinosaurs.
Yes, Dinosaurs. Are you wearing pajama bottoms?
I like the way Kevin just doesn't care that he has all that stuff on.
Kevin's a chill boy. Dinosaurs.
Do we pronounce it all differently?
Yes.
Dinosaurs. Whatever.
Okay. Dinosaurs is my boy. I love its design, and I love the dinosaur in general. And it is probably my favorite sequence in the show. No. In the episode.
Yeah, your favorite scene in the whole show is in your least favorite episode.
Yes! But I'll fully admit, nothing there actually really impressed me.
Yeah, he sort of just stood there, was like, eat grass, and then he walked over to a tree and was like, let me just scratch my ass.
I did love that though.
It's not there to impress you. It's not there to like teach you anything new. It's there to say, I exist, I scratch some more, and then this is the part where one of you inserts a
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that bit. And then
They had a full shot of the Dinosaurus just
curling one out.
just doing a prehistoric planet.
After it's done, it just waves its tail in the water, just like PU.
And then the segment ends.
It's such like a bear one though. It just like does something silly and then just ends.
I demand that they introduce the soundtrack for the show, and the first thing I will listen to is Back Scratcher soundtrack.
Yes, I will be jazzing to it non-stop.
Play it on loop.
Yes.
While scratching your back. Oh, I got an itch. Play the music and then scratch.
Play the music!
I also like the way it actually does manage to scratch its armpits with its own claws.
Yes, and it looks very painful.
We talked about Raptor yeeting itself off a cliff and Dinosaurus pooping.
We all just announce it differently.
I'll just alternate between saying Dinosaurus and Dinosaurus.
Yes.
So after that dude, Quetzals. Quetzal was that moment. Oof.
I'll fully admit, I didn't really like the Quetzal segment.
Why?
I was bored by it. The only reason I really gained any entertainment from it was because of you two.
Yes, it is because of us you enjoy it. I liked it though. I liked it. Seeing Quetzal in action.
What happened in that segment?
It laid eggs and then left and then and
the other Quetzal shows up. Hippity hoppity. This nest is my property.
Nom 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 nom.
Not even nom nom. Just squish. It squishes and kicks stuff.
The mother comes back, and I've only got 3 left.
It doesn't like. I like how it. The first thing it does when it holds the egg, it doesn't even eat it. It just squish.
Yes.
3 weeks down the drain.
Olga looks bored. Olga looks like me during the Quetzalcoatl segment.
It's a very boring segment.
I just find it weird that we have all these different dinosaurs from... Okay, there's Prehistoric Planet has all these dinosaurs, and a lot of them also are appearing in Dominion.
Yeah. I am aware that one of the scientific advisors is the paleo consultant of Dominion, but I forget his name. I know it's Steve something.
Coincidence? I
It's just
think
that-
not.
That's just such a crazy coincidence that there's like 4 different species I can name off the top of my head that are also in Dominion.
Yeah.
That's like such a crazy. I mean, Dreadnoughtus, sure. Therizinosaurus, yeah, it's very popular, so yeah. Quetzalcoatlus, biggest flyer, yeah, of course. But a Trossoraptor,
Yes.
that's like such a massive coincidence.
Yeah.
That's
I
like
think
too
so.
big a coincidence to be okay. That had to be done on purpose, but it had to be a coincidence because both of these shows were just doing separate things. There was no way for them to cross over and see what they were doing, right?
People do believe that originally the Atrociraptors were named Utah Raptors, but due to backlash from the theory, made them change the name to Atrociraptors. But in order to confirm or deny that, we'll have to wait for the actual movie to see if they say the name Atrociraptor or not.
Considering all the no, I was about to say the toys promote them as Atrociraptors, but then I remembered the Sinoceratops toy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Masiakasaurus versus Sprig.
Yeah, to be fully honest, it took me a while to recognize the Masiakasaurus because I'm used to the Mattel one.
Yeah, everyone's used to the weird Masiakasaurus that's everyone just looks at it and says, "You need braces, dude."
Yeah, because the Mattel Masiakasaurus was the first time me ever seeing the species. But after seeing its representation in Prehistoric Planet, I now see why people complain about it.
My first introduction to Masiakasaurus was actually in a little kids cartoon.
Oh,
These little short 5-minute segments called "I'm a Dinosaur," and each I actually liked those when I was growing up because it showed up like and each little segment just going into like the kidified science, simplified science of the dinosaur, but not so simplified that it's like, oh, this is pterodactyl, because they actually have a segment for the pteranodon,
ooh.
and the whole segment for the pteranodon is like the T-Rex says, "Hey pteranodon, come to the dinosaur party," but the pteranodon says, "But I can't come. I'm not a dinosaur," and she was like hiding it because it's like, because she's like everyone thinks she's a dinosaur, and she's trying to keep it a secret so like she can go to the party.
Top 10 anime plot twists.
A little short segment about the Masiakasaurus, and it had those weird teeth it had, and that was my introduction to it. So now seeing it with just needle teeth is just like weird. But then I guess it's not as weird as when a certain animal showed up and made Indominus scream.
Oh,
So, for context, one of the few things that I'm afraid of is the animal crabs. I absolutely hate them. And when I saw them in the show, I felt like I was in my safe place, and then boom, crab, and I almost screamed.
Ironically
Sure.
speaking, I actually like crabs.
Mackie,
Another
what was it?
moment of Indominus betrayal.
So, I'm being really stupid. I cannot, for the life of me, think of the segment, or I can't think of the dinosaur. I remember the crab bit, but all I
Well,
remember was
it's-
crabs
okay,
and you screaming.
Okay,
Well-
do you remember a baby dinosaur being eaten by a frog?
Oh, yeah, I got it up now. That guy.
Well, that's it. Yes,
That
Masiakasaurus.
is him.
Well, her.
Well, them. There's
Yeah.
multiples. And then Sprig shows up and eats one. And that's all he does in the whole show.
The giant frog just shows up and just eats them and just disappears.
He won't have to eat again for months.
Do you want a jump scare?
Yes.
Grr!
Microsoft Paint crab. So there's also the part with the elasmosaurs in the river.
That was it was
Actually, no. There's also the T-Rex.
yes. But you've already covered we've sort of skimmed over that, really?
And
Absolutely nothing
Oh,
else at all.
I do sort of wanna
Nothing else happened in that segment.
Absolutely. Yep. That was the whole. That was the whole scene. Just T-Rex just looks up, and we move on to the next segment. Also, speaking of Dinosaur King, I just looked at my phone for a second, and I see Malaysia has Thomas the Tank Engine.
What?
Malaysia has Thomas the Ampulosaurus.
Who's Malaysia?
There were literally just teaser images of it, and now boom, it's in Malaysia. Ironically I'm hoping it's not like the Amargasaurus toy, where the only place I could find it was also Malaysia. For some reason, the Amargasaurus never set foot in Canada.
Good. You never got to make the quiet one.
Yes, I did, because I said I got the Amargasaurus during my vacation to Malaysia. I like how Dominus's screen just got dark.
No. No!
No! Wait!
Now it's just the Elasmosaurus. That one was just like, it was a nice scene. It was just like, it was nice seeing these Elasmosaurus come up a river.
Yeah, it was cute.
Elasmosaurus.
I really liked the part where we saw the actually no, it's the sauropod wasn't even named, was it? The one in the river scene with the Elasmosaurus.
Yeah, it just, I don't think they even acknowledged it. It just showed up.
Yeah.
And the Quetzal, I like how when as they're swimming, the Quetzal just looks down at them.
Pathetic. Pathetic.
It just, I really like the eye of the Quetzal. It just looks constantly like it's giving everyone a death stare.
It's always just silently judging you.
Anything else about episode 3, or are we moving on to episode 4?
Yes, ice worlds.
It's beginning to look a lot like
ice worlds.
Everywhere we go.
I like how we just constantly always break into song. Especially during, I think the funniest was when we did it in 9 Realms.
Yes, because we didn't record this, but we watched the entirety of 9 Realms together, and
one of the henchmen just said, well, our boss really isn't the sharpest tool in the shed.
And then you two just sung. you two stand all-star. And I'm just sitting there just like, when are they gonna stop?
me and Zane sung the entirety of All Star just on command.
And they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and
And
they don't
then-
stop coming, and they don't...
And then Orca pulled it up on YouTube and started playing like a really bad like kazoo version of it in the background.
Bad.
This is how men bond with each other.
Sorry, I heard ladies, so I just instinctively presented myself as an attractive partner. There'll be googly eyes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna talk about like my favorite design is in this. The Ornithomimus, I absolutely love their design.
The Ornithomimus has a mohawk.
Yes. Oh, I just love its design so much, and the way it moves like an ostrich too is just like oh, perfect, absolutely perfect. Love it.
And I found the segment very funny because it stole stuff.
Yes, that was also really. That's another reason I love it. It's just like its only scene is that everyone's building a nest, but one of them is just like, "Oh, I'm late to the party and I don't have enough materials. Ooh, I'ma just take that."
Casually takes Ace. Go on.
I'm starting to notice a pattern. Like a lot of these scenes are very similar to like scenes for real animals. Like the Ornithomimus stealing stuff. That's just like literally what a penguin.
It's almost like that's the point.
Of the whole
but on
show.
the other hand, it's also stuff we've sort of seen before, like animals.
But
Yeah,
not
from
dinosaurs.
regular animals.
But dinosaurs are animals.
I know.
So what? Yeah,
Change
we're
my
just
mind.
trying to show This is trying to tell people, hey, dinosaurs are animals,
Yes.
True. Yeah.
not
I guess.
movie monsters. Well, technically, they could be. I mean, there was a horror movie about a dog, so
Yeah.
they'll literally make horror movies out of everything these days. So I guess that
Piranha.
my statement doesn't really hold water. Oh, like they'll make a horror movie called Kevin,
Kevin, no.
No, not for Kevin.
and then the whole movie is just Kevin. People just take stock footage of Kevin, and then just insert random images of people screaming for no reason, and that's the whole movie edited.
The opening segment of Ice Worlds was the
Dromaeosaur.
Dromaeosaurus. Ah, yes. The
No. The Dromaeosaur,
Ah, yes. The Dromaeosaurid chase.
which was basically, I think that basically reveals the main problem with this episode. They don't name anything.
I explained this in my video, but I received a few comments about it's like the genuses of these species in particular are like terribly organized, hence leading them to not being able to identify everything.
Even Edmontosaurus.
Yeah, because they.
I mean, Troodon and Dromaeosaur, sure, but Edmontosaurus? Are we? Is that guy really so confusing?
They didn't name it in like the beginning of the episode or in a different episode, and then literally at
We
the
had
end,
to
I'm
wait
like,
till the next episode.
Edmontosaurus. We finally got the name.
Was it the next episode?
Yes.
I think it was. They
I
just called it
thought
Hadrosaurus.
I thought it was the same episode.
No. The next
I'm fairly
episode,
sure.
they had to name it.
Yeah.
Right.
The whole time they were just called Hadrosaur. Meanwhile, the other one, the Allura Titan, those ones got a name drop.
Yeah, and they were great.
Yes, they were great, but at the same time, they introduced the most horrifying segment in the whole show.
Mosquitoes.
Death by mosquito.
Oh no, the Hammond staff. That
You
is
you just like have thousands of canes.
just beat.
Oh, remember?
Just beat them with the canes.
Oh my gosh! I just realised.
Go on.
Why haven't we done this? Right, David Attenborough.
Oh, not David Attenborough again.
Wait. Is the brother of Richard Attenborough who plays John Hammond?
Well, yeah.
What a collaboration, right? Richard Attenborough breathing on Laura Tyson as David Attenborough narrates over it. Oh, the collaboration of the century. Brothers back again.
I just love the thought of like random people just like going up to Laura Titans and just smacking them with canes.
There we have it. We've already memed the death of the baby Allura Titans. The memes that come out of this show are gold.
Yes. Because as I said in my video, if you watch Prehistoric Planet with friends, it's a comedic riot.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I really like how the Dromaeosaurids have little peacock tails.
Yeah, I was literally just about to mention them. There really isn't that much to talk about the opening segment.
Technically there is. Dromaeosaurids, they go boo. And all of the Edmontosauruses just jump in the river. So yeah, I actually, yeah, that's about it. That's all to say about it. The Troodon picks up a burning branch and tricks all of the little rodents to run away, and then murders the gaming beaver.
Ah. Yes. Oh no, James.
No, James!
The Troodon's just like, this is revenge for constantly saying I don't exist. And now, the hunting scene. The Nanook versus the Sinoceratops.
Ah, yes, Sinoceratops.
Was it Sinoceratops?
No. That's an in-joke to when Mattel, Mattel was making a toy Pachyrhinosaurus. But then somewhere along the way, Universal decided we don't want Pachyrhino. Change it to Sinoceratops. Yeah. Yes.
If that isn't a issue with the toy, that's an issue with the production of the movie.
Oh.
Because I'm being fully honest here. Whoever was the paleo consultant for Jurassic World and Fallen Kingdom, they did a terrible job because Sinoceratops was originally meant to be Pachyrhinosaurus. But whoever was making it was clearly looking at images from Google, and they saw the Pachyrhinosaurus from Walking with Dinosaurs. Who had a hole in their frill, in where the effects artist probably went, they've got holes in their frills. And then people eventually went, oh wait, that's wrong, and we don't have enough time to fix it. So then it went from, oh yeah, this is Pachyrhinosaurus, to calling it Sinoceratops last minute.
Do any of the Triceratopsids, I don't know what the ids are called,
Ceratopsids.
There you go. Do they actually have actual hole? Do any of them actually have holes in the thrills?
I don't believe so.
Funny thing is, though, because of that last-minute change, Mattel didn't have time to adapt, so they released their Pachyrhinosaurus toy, but relabeled it Sinoceratops. And that's where I got the joke from, but I didn't know it was that in-depth.
But I'm confused, because there's a clear distinctive difference between a Sinoceratops and a Pachyrhinosaurus, mainly because of the horn.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah.
So how, if they were originally making a Pachyrhinosaurus, was the Sinoceratops in that film was without the horn, and then they later added the horn?
Yes.
Okay. They basically just changed the head last minute.
And now we have a Pachyrhinosaurus in Dinosaur King with a massive horn.
Technically, he arrived first.
Yes. They could have been using the Pachyrhinosaurus from Dinosaur King as reference.
Oh my gosh. Just imagine, Grug would have been named Grug long before Dinosaur King.
Grug! A true Grug moment.
Finally, Grug.
Back to the Nanook versus the Pachyrhino. Do confrontations like that actually last days?
I believe they're taking inspirations from, like, real-world animals, of course.
I thought those could take hours, not days.
I do believe that there are certain cases where it could take, like, up to days to do it. Especially with a scale like this, since the animals in question are so big.
I see.
Yeah. I can imagine it could take days.
Just imagine something like that in Dominion, where you just got some people out in Alaska. They look out their window, they see some Pachyrhinosaurus and some Nanooksaurus, and they're just like, "Oh, little showdown going on." 2 days later, are they still there, honey? Yep. And then eventually, one dies.
Yep.
The Nanooksaurus does something aggressive.
And then one dies.
Yeah, that was basically it. That was the whole episode.
Yeah.
I think the most memorable segments were the Allura Titan and the Pachyrhinosaurus duel.
Yeah.
Is it finally time?
Yes, but I just want to say, I really like the Nanookosaurus's design because it looks like they have a beard, an old man beard.
Now we can go to episode 5, where basically the moment the Carnotaurus showed up, I just put on my Carl impression.
Yeah, the Carnotaurus scene was already great. But Zane's comedic timing while watching it was literally perfect.
Basically, I'm not even sure if I should explain the joke, but basically, "Hey guy, Becky, one time I ended up battling against the Black T-Rex. Do you know how big the Black T-Rex was, Becky? Do you, Becky? The Black T-Rex, he was this big!"
Your timing was literally perfect.
It's a gift.
I really
Thank
like-
you.
I don't know why. Like, I really like the look of the Carnotaurus though. It
Oh,
looked,
yeah.
Oh, definitely. That's another great design.
I don't know why I like it so much. Like, it just looked right. Like, when I see the others, like, I just see sort of a monster thing. But when I see this, I'm like, that just looks correct. The only thing I'm not too sure of is that those bright blue arms.
They
But
did do a
it's
science segment on
funny.
that.
It's funny, and that is great meme material, and I think there has literally been memes about it. Did they even talk about this in the sciencey thing?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Or what's the science behind it then?
The arms have lots of muscles attached to them. But then, why would you have so many muscles attached to these apparently useless arms that don't even have fingers? Or they do
They
have
want to
fingers.
fly. They fucking really fast.
I really like how when a small feathered dancer appears, David Attenborough has to specify, despite having feathers, it cannot fly. He says this for the raptors and for the
A Trossoraptor?
no, and for the beak things that Tangosaurus hunts.
Oh, the Coryphoraptor.
Yes. Yes, Carnivorous.
Oh yeah, those are also a really beautiful looking design. And I love the sound they make as well.
Yeah,
They just go weep, 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 weep.
and also a bit of trivia here, but apparently the animation for the Carnotaurus like spinning around, apparently that's based off a chicken owned by one of the paleo consultants, I believe.
One of the paleo guys has a pet chicken?
Yes.
Yeah, the
What?
Carnotaurus behaved like a bird of paradise because it made a stage. Because birds of paradise sort of make stages, and then they
Yep.
do a dance to attract females. Which
Yep.
they sort of just done this throughout the whole thing. Like they took the dinosaurs, and then they took something completely different from a different species. As like, yeah, that's a part of it.
But it's funny.
I don't know. I mean, that's just my observation. Nothing much deeper than that, to be honest. Arms. Hug me. He's just like, I want a hug.
It was this big.
Big Becky!
For Black T-Rex, it was this big.
And then Becky just walks away. Oh, this is why we're gonna divorce Becky.
My takeaway from this segment is that I don't know which channel it will be released on, but we need to do like dubs of certain segments of Prehistoric Planet.
And
I
it's
really
my
like,
channel. I need the views. Actually, no. It makes more. I'm pretty sure the people on my channel, only a few of them carry over to your channel, so it would make more. The joke would hit harder if it was on your channel. Otherwise, they would just be like, "Why does the Carnotaur sound like that?" I'm guaranteed that's what I would get.
I really like the grunts. The deep grunts that it does as well.
Like Indominus, here's what we gotta do. You gotta. Sorry, Orca. You gotta send me just random clips of the show, and then I will just dub over random ones, and then you can just dub over other ones.
But we already decided that Orca would be dubbing over the Troodontid because it looks like the raccoon.
You know, yeah. We'll one day we'll just come on a call and then just dub over random scenes.
Yes.
Make it more natural. Tangosaurs versus Coryphoraptors. What do we gotta say?
I love Tangosaurus. I think it's absolutely adorable in Evolution 2. But when I saw it for the second time in Prehistoric Planet, it looked like it was staring into my soul. And I don't like it how we only see it hunt, because I want to see it do more.
Well, there are a lot of species to cover, so they had to make room for Carl's dance.
And I've already talked about this on my community tab, but there's a specific line of dialogue where Attenborough says, "Most predators fail their hunts, yet they've shown us nothing but successes. If there was a handful of animals failing their successes, but however, they weren't the dinosaurs that we were following."
You lost me. What?
Yes. No, I got him. It did make sense. Don't worry. You're not going insane. I do understand. You are speaking English to me.
Basically, Zane, none of the main character animals that we were following failed. It was always the dinosaurs that were hunting the animals that we were following. And we haven't talked about the most obvious segment, the Triceratops.
Oh no!
Oh.
The Triceratops. That got
What?
lost in the cave. Oh, and the mother just didn't care. And it got left behind.
And then picked up some random child and said, "This is now mine."
Exactly. And then
Because,
they're only doing that because for
because-
some reason they're eating plants that are toxic to them. And to cure that ailment, they're eating dirt.
because when we were watching the episode, Orca came up with the idea that that the baby Triceratops that reunites with its mother isn't the mother's actual baby. It's just like the actual baby Triceratops is just dying alone in the cave.
Ooh, look at the pretty lights.
Still, how unfortunate that is. You have the plant you eat forces you to eat dirt. Actually, yeah, Orca basically just said it for us.
Eat clay.
Like, you say that like that's
Tasty.
any better.
Here's the thing with this episode. I would really like to hear the science behind the clay thing, but we didn't get it.
Let's hope we'll get some more
If
behind,
I-
the
if
scenes
I-
behind that.
If I know right, I think clay is more alkaline. So maybe the plants were quite acidic.
To sum that up,
Well-
he's wishing that we had a science segment that just explains why the Triceratops has to go through all this trouble.
Well, now you're getting an explanation from me who knows barely anything what I'm talking about. I'm just spewing shit that I've probably heard somewhere and completely misinterpreted it. But no, I think clay has a lot of minerals, which is good, and then it's alkaline as well.
Also,
I
and
could
then
be
we just
completely wrong. I don't know anything.
I was about to move on to the Atrociraptor. Came in here. It looks fluffy. It has a rectangle for a head. And then it just decides, he just gets high.
He transforms into a Pyroraptor.
He just starts smoking. And then out of nowhere, Bumpy shows up and eats coal.
What,
I know it's not
what-
coal. I know it's charcoal.
What Jurassic Park film have you been watching? I don't remember any of this.
It's called Prehistoric Planet.
It's called PP.
Oh, yeah, speaking of that. What, do you need to go?
No. And then
Okay.
finally the Edmontosaurus gets its name drop.
Yes.
And I got it right initially. I was like, hang on, isn't that an Edmontosaurus?
It just comes to the beach to lick up the salt.
Why are hadrosaurs always licking everything?
First they lick themselves.
I'm
now
no-
they're licking the salt.
There's like a pattern in this show. Sauropods beat each other up. Theropods all just relax. Raptors do something crazy, and hadrosaurs lick.
And then also just like how we just completely forgot about the sauropods at the beginning.
Oh, right. The plant-eating dinosaurs.
Because every single time we see a sauropod, he goes, "A plant-eating dinosaur."
Oh, yes. One. That's very specific.
Did he actually name drop it afterwards?
I don't know, I forget.
We just remember plant-eating dinosaurs knocking down the trees to eat the plants.
There was also the segment with the little boreal pelleter, I believe it was.
Oh, that's right. That was in the snow world.
Was it?
Yes.
We just completely forgot about it.
Yes. It's basically just like, bro, move over. No. All right, fine. I'll go into this cave where they took some barnacles and covered them in bioluminescent algae as a diversion.
As a diversion.
Aren't those the dead animates just hanging from the ceiling?
Oh, boy.
Somebody took the dead animates and just stuck them on the ceiling.
Yeah.
This cave just
That
got
was
dark and
horrific.
bright at the same time. I think all that's left is the Zalmoxi segment, right?
Yeah, with the Hexadopteryx.
Hatzigopteryx.
I don't like how the Zalmoxis only show up for 1 minute and then just die.
Yes, this is your purpose for existing. Death.
Your purpose is to feed this.
And then he just flies off into the sunset as everyone else licks the salt.
Yes.
On our prehistoric planet.
Roll credits.
Exactly.
And that's it.
That was the whole show.
And it took us
Where
3
did-
hours to talk about it.
Well, it's a big
Not quite.
show. Of course it's going to take us 3 hours. And I'm not even in the shot for most of it. It's just Kevin.
Wait, has he gone to sleep? Hello, Kevin, wake up!
Kevin, he's not sleeping. His eyes are open, but the way the camera's motioned... Hang on. Oh, did you see that? His head moved.
He moved
He
slightly.
twitched.
See, look.
So,
He's like a chicken.
You just move
in
him, and
this
he's just still looking at the thing he was looking at before. Oh, there we go.
in this episode, we have made Tinder profiles. We had a mukbang. We've had Dinosaur King mentioned a lot.
Yes.
What else has happened?
KAIKAIFILU!
KAIKAIFILU!
To wrap things up, should you watch Prehistoric Planet? Yes.
No.
The only problem with Prehistoric Planet is that it's on Apple TV.
Yes.
Yes, that's my biggest complaint. Because who can
Apple.
watch stuff on Apples? That doesn't make sense.
You just watch it projected onto an apple.
Yeah.
Behold, the iApple!
Is that why the quality was so bad on Discord stream?
You have to play it on an Apple.
I really hope Prehistoric Planet gets a physical release because, like, most people watch Prehistoric Planet in the browser website of it because it turns out that you can't install the Apple TV app on Windows. I know, it's nuts.
Seriously,
So-
guys.
Apple...
Get away from Apple.
My
They'll just give you loads of grief for the rest of your life.
So
You can only have Apple products.
So you have to watch it on the
You're
browser.
not allowed to watch it in HD.
Yeah, because I do believe that the browser version of it has a certain limit to the quality because you're not watching it on an Apple product.
Because Apple is all about limitations. If you don't have our product, you're not allowed to be free.
This is why I really want a physical release. So first off, you two can actually watch it in good quality.
Probably want to add it to my shelves of... Oh, they're not there. Yeah. I have like a bunch of dinosaur stuff.
I might just have to wait till they release it on DVD.
Planet Dinosaur.
If
And-
they ever
yeah,
do
but-
release it on DVD.
Yeah, because...
Yeah, I was...
Go on.
So I was just pretty much probably going to say what you were saying, because I don't know, because it's all streaming, will they? Because
So, some streaming shows do get a physical release. Like the first 3 seasons of Camp Cretaceous is now actually on DVD. And there probably will end up being a physical release since it's connected to the BBC and they do physical
Releases?
of everything.
Let's get Physical. But yeah, I'm just worried that it's going to be Apple, and you know what Apple's like. It's like, nope. There's going to be a physical release, but you can only watch it on an Apple TV.
Yeah, because these visual effects artists have put so much work into this show, and it is a crime that most people can only watch it in like 720p.
I think it's like all these good shows. There are lots of really good shows, but their streaming platforms just keep screwing them over.
Yeah,
I
like
don't want to watch it on that.
Prehistoric Planet
4K.
specifically, because leading up to the release of it, I saw people going like, that Prehistoric Planet is going to be a cultural reset for dinosaurs. But I knew, sadly, this was never going to be the case because it wasn't going to get enough exposure. Because, I don't know about you two, but I live in Britain and I've seen very little marketing for Prehistoric Planet. Like, I've seen 2 pieces of marketing. One of them was on the radio on the day of release, and my next one was a few days later on a Twitter ad. That's it. That's all I've seen. If you don't advertise a show, then how do you expect it to be successful?
So many different shows screwed over by marketing and companies and all these other factors that just it's a sad process.
Yeah, because the general public won't watch Prehistoric Planet, and there won't be a cultural reset around dinosaurs if they don't do the required marketing to promote it.
Yeah. So people are going to look at Dominion,
Yeah,
and that's going to make the impact.
yeah.
I'm orange.
What?
I'm orange.
Good for you.
Good for you. I'm Dinosaur King. Okay, so final thoughts, Prehistoric Planet?
Absolutely amazing. I love it. It's beautiful. But however, I really want a season 2, but I sadly think it's unlikely because I've seen very little people talk about it outside of the paleo community.
Dinosaurs always get the short end of the stick.
Yeah. And Zane, so your final thoughts on Prehistoric Planet?
10 out of 10, absolutely love it. I loved everything about it. I have, well, every complaint I had, I've probably already gone over it, so with no point in re-summarizing it, just because you already know, because you watched the video. Basically, I absolutely love it. Favorite design, Ornithomimus, favorite comedic scene, Carl. Also, I think favorite just scene in general is just probably that Mosasaur scene. I love that. And I just really love the scene where the raptor yeets itself off the cliff. I love that so much.
And Orca?
I don't know, I can't really add more into that. I don't know. I love it. To be honest, I sort of want to watch it again, but like
You can't.
in my own time. I know on that thing and really get into it because obviously it's a bit difficult when you're with friends because you're trying to just make butt jokes all the time.
Yeah.
And there's quality as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to be honest, I've pretty much forgotten everything because of life. I'm very forgetful.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, you know, I just love it. For me, my biggest thing is just the designs themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They just look so good. I just love the fact they have lips. They have lips as well. They're not like showing their teeth all the time. So
They like Kevin. They have lips.
And there's a lot of flirting.
And my big takeaway from this is that we need to do dubs of certain segments. We need to.
I got great
Yes.
Tinder tips as well. Great Tinder tips.
Getting Tinder tips from dinosaurs.
Hey, if it worked 365 million years ago, why isn't it working now?
Anyways.
Honestly, I just cannot wait to do dubs of these things.
So, is this where we should sign off?
This is where we do the last words.
So, Zane?
But let's be honest, I think we all have the same last word.
Yes.
Okay, hang
Let's
on.
say it all at once.
Okay. 3,
3,
2, 1.
KAIKAIFILU!
Nailed it.
Yes.
Nailed it. Brilliant.
So, thank you all so much for watching, and here has been... Well, I forgot my outro.
Bye!
I forgot my outro!
Indominus Rex
Just
01.
end the recording there. Just end the recording there. No one needs to know. Just wave goodbye. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
So thank you all so much for watching. Here has been Indom601, joined by...
Curvern. And me! I was here too! Also joined by...
KAIKAIFILU!
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 Hey, Becky! You wanna know how big it was? Do you know how big the Black T-Rex was? It was this big!